want to see peace. We want you to live in peace. There can be no prosperity without peace.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is right. If we are to be the place of choice to live, work, raise families, do business, and retire in paradise, we, the citizens of this great nation, must commit to law and order, to peace and goodwill to our fellow citizens. And guess what? It starts with you, right there in your little corner of Jamaica land we love. So make the commitment. Take the steps necessary to create a better Jamaica.
The following is brought to you by Mocha, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with kind support of NIA and USAID.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come here. Take time running, are we ready for the ops? Drive up on your block, step out now me block, cyber take about your laptop. Pull up every lock, no evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have the underground. Sin you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Feel say you get where, look out for. Look out for, look out for. From you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Feel say you get where, look out for. Look out for, look out for.
The proceeding was brought to you by Mocha, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
Mocha, Mocha.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, December 31. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, is confirming that the economy grew by 1.8% in the third quarter of 2018 when compared to the similar period in 2017. The output for July to September was also a 1.1% improvement over the previous quarter of this calendar year. This was as a result of increases in both the services and goods-producing industries. Statin reports that all areas of the services industries recorded higher levels of output, with the exception of electricity and water supply and the producers of government services. Mining and quarrying and construction were the main drivers of increased value added for the goods-producing industries. The major contributor to this growth was work associated with the continued expansion of road infrastructure. The National Water Commission, NWC, will be instituting a series of scheduled supply arrangements to more evenly distribute water across the corporate area. This was announced on Friday to address recent water supply challenges caused by unrepairable breaks on the NWC's ferry water supply pipeline and a combination of other issues on its network. NWC customers served by the Havendale, Forest Hills, Constant Spring, Mona, Rio Cobre, Tulloch Spring systems will be supplied with piped water at scheduled times during the day. These areas will experience reduced water supply outside of scheduled times.
In essence, what we have done is ensure that there is longevity in service time. So we are doing 12-hour shifts in our regulations.
The NWC says every effort is being made to move water across the city so that all customers can benefit from the best service possible.
We are not going to be able to serve every single customer at the daytime at the level that every single customer wants under these circumstances. But what we are ensuring to do is to at least provide you with an improved service during a particular period. I'm also very much aware that some customers would rather have water during the day rather than at night. I apologize and seek your indulgence and patience while we work to resolve the major issue.
The National Works Agency, NWA, will begin work on the Maypen to Soursop Turn Road Extension project in Clarendon in 2019. Senior Communications Officer Ramona Lawson says the agency has earmarked $1.6 billion for the project, which will see the road being extended towards the town center. The work will include improving the road surface, widening the road to include shoulders and sidewalks, and improving safety features such as barriers and retaining walls. The proposed work on the 8.5-kilometer thoroughfare also includes geometric realignment, the construction of bus bays, improved traffic management, and upgraded drainage facilities. The project will be executed under the Government of Jamaica Rural Road Rehabilitation Program. The Ministry of Transport and Mining is to address alleged unwarranted PPV vehicle seizures in the transport system. A release from the ministry says this is to prevent public passenger vehicle operators from having their tools of trade removed from the roads. According to the statement, the ministry is seeking ways to improve the bad reputation that has been attached to transport operators, in addition to the alleged corrupt practices associated with the seizure process at this time. The ultimate goal is to make the transport system safer for the users of the system and the entire country. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has donated $1 million to support the various programs of the mustard seed communities. The funds are from the Prime Minister's Positive Jamaica Foundation. The donation was presented to Mustard Seed's founder, Father Gregory Ramkisoon, while on a tour of the charity's acre-and-a-half property located in his West Central St. Andrew constituency last Friday. While there, Prime Minister Holness also donated $500,000 to support the educational well-being of a young resident of the mustard seed communities. The funds will assist 3-year-old Danielia Wright, who has Down syndrome and was abandoned at a hospital at birth. The mustard seed communities are involved in ventures such as fish farming, egg production, and pottery making. Mr. Holness, who was on his second visit to the facility, stopped at Roots FM radio station, observed the making of pottery, and spent time with a few of the children. The Prime Minister indicated that he was on a fact-finding mission to see the inner workings of social enterprises.
The question is, how can the government learn from this and create a system-wide strategy that allows persons who are on the margin by virtue of a disability to survive? And what you have been doing here for decades is something that we can learn from. We need to better understand how social enterprises work and how to support them.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
It just makes sense that while we make hay as the sun shines, we should also save for the rainy days. Because even as we all strive to rule our own destiny, life holds some inevitable and unexpected outcomes for which we should be as prepared as possible. Get the help you need now through the National Insurance Scheme. The NIS offers financial security when it's most needed to all gainfully employed or self-employed persons who contribute to this scheme. Whether it's loss of income due to injury on the job, sickness, retirement, and/or death of a breadwinner, there will be help waiting for you and your family. So if you are over 18 years of age and working, visit your nearest Ministry of Labour and Social Security parish office and get registered under the NIS. Start making your contributions in order to reap the numerous social protection benefits when that rainy day occurs. Email prunit@mlss.gov.jm or call 876-922-8000 to 13 for more information.
In addition to hard policing, the state has been utilizing its softer side to bring about change on the island.
The Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP, is a crime and violence prevention initiative. It was developed by the Ministry of National Security to enhance security and justice by addressing the social and economic factors that help foster crime. In 2010, the program launched an outreach initiative called CSJP's Men with a Message.
It is a group of messengers who are reformed men whose stories are aimed to inspire other young men.
Well, I've been a member from the inception of the group from 2010. My role is giving tips and caution to at-risk males, and just to show people that change is possible.
CSJP come and put me on the platform for a better life. My role in the program, I have encourage my fellow member that we have a task and a journey. My role is also to empower the young youth them.
They were recruited using different criteria. There had to have been proof that they had been out of crime and violence for at least 2 years. They also had to get recommendations from the police, from the community members, and from especially like the community development committees. We must firstly understand that it's a journey. And if they were coming from the other extreme, you know that naturally a lot of workshops, a lot of personal development activities would have taken place along that journey. So they've been able to adjust their behavior. They've been able to reflect within themselves and say, if there are other youngsters who are looking up to me, the onus is on me to act in a particular way.
My name is Derek Jones. I'm a member of Men with a Message. I was in Central Lockup for around a month. I was a part of the problem, robbing people, park and corner, defend ends and turf, till end up go out, fall on the wrong side. When I first wake up in jail, I can't believe that I'm in jail, I wake. So from there, my mindset started thinking different, knowing that jail was not the right place for me at that time.
I'm Kitsi Brian, and I'm a man with a message. Being in institutions and seeing what life is like, you know, you just have to make a decision. Is either you're going to continue like this or you're going to make amends of your life. I decided that coming back into civilization, that I wanted a change.
We definitely see where the Men with a Message initiative, I mean the CSJP on a whole, but also in particular the Men with a Message initiative, has been having significant impacts on the youngsters across this island. One such evidence is it being the demand that is there for the program, for the young men to come and speak at the different schools. And not only have they been asked to come and speak, but there have been many calls for them to return.
I remember a particular place, it was somewhere over in St. Andrew, but there was a young man there who said that he knew me before all of this, and you know, when I gave a message and I finished and the young man came, you know, he was crying, tears running down his face, and he was asking me that if I don't remember him, but honestly I didn't know him, but he said that he knew me from time before, and that he had loved the transformation. I can safely say that young man is a member of the National Institute, Engineering Institute, which is NTI. So to see that I was the person that inspired that, wow, that's great.
They are representing a brand that is synonymous to peace building, a brand that is synonymous with law and order, right? So the Men with a Message are always expected to be good ambassadors of the program, of the CSJP, and of the Ministry of National Security, which is our parent ministry.
Don't follow a friend or not, when I have nowhere going. Badness is madness. Stay in school. Garvey, teach with that anywhere we go. Read something before we reach. Even if we sit down and waiting on the people, we need to read something. Read a book, and you would see the difference between you and the man when I read.
Favored, preferred, the prepared mind. We have the power, you know, to form and shape our future. And I'd like to think that, you know, if you want good for yourself, then you'd want to choose the positive way too. Other people are doing what they want to do. So if I have a dream, I don't see the reason why I can't go there and achieve it, just like any other human being.
It has to have a certain sense of reverence, that we are going to respect it, and that it is also respectful of the people, and therefore access and transparency is critical.
That's Prime Minister Andrew Holness speaking to his vision for the new Houses of Parliament complex to be built at National Hero Circle. Get more details next.
Our vision is that Kingston must be like what London is to the United Kingdom. We want Kingston
to be like what Singapore is to Asia. Kingston should be like what Paris is to France. Kingston must be like what South Africa is to the motherland. We want Kingston, Jamaica, to be the epicenter of the Caribbean region.
And that vision starts with the construction of a new Houses of Parliament complex, the anchoring structure for the proposed Government Oval. To be built within the 300 acres of land surrounding the National Heroes Park, the Oval will have 14 government ministries, agencies, and departments, centrally located to the hub of business and the 7th largest natural harbor in the world. Since the advent of universal adult suffrage in 1944, Jamaicans have had a hand in choosing those who will represent their interests and direct the affairs of the state on their behalf. But long before this important marker in history, Jamaicans have been resolved on the need of a central location from which the affairs of the people are to be administered. Today, Gordon House on Duke Street is that seat of government. This two-story building became the official meeting place of the Jamaican government on Wednesday, October 26, 1960. Like other sites of the past, which were found unsuitable for one reason or another, Gordon House is now poised to make way for the march of progress and designation of a new meeting place for the people's representatives.
Gordon House was designed and built for meetings of the municipal council. So the fact is that Gordon House was always a temporary house of parliament. Aside from the issue of insufficient space, lack of adequate parking, and facilities to interact and engage with the public, the building itself lacks the stature and functionality of a modern parliament.
So for decades, various governments have pondered and pursued plans for a new parliament building. Time and again, the consensus was clear. The legislative arm of government should be situated in the place where the nation's heroes are honored, a place where history has left its mark. Heroes Circle, as Jamaicans now know it to be, was once the Kingston Racecourse, the island's premier location for horse racing. The racecourse grounds also hosted cricket, cycling, traveling circuses, and many other entertainment-based events. Around since 1783, the property, previously named Montgomery Pen, was purchased in 1818 by the Kingston Council. It was on these grounds that former slaves celebrated full freedom in 1838, and decades later, Queen Victoria's Golden and Diamond Jubilees. The Jamaica National Exhibition of 1891 was also held on these grounds, at the site of what is now the Wolmer's School. Renamed the George VI Memorial Park in 1953, a war memorial was also erected to honor those who served in the First and Second World Wars. Then, in 1956, as the island was making the transition from British rule to full self-governance, the local authority passed the King George VI Memorial Park Act. This law was designed to wind up operations at the Kingston Racecourse, which would later, in 1973, be renamed in honor of those who played a heroic role in shaping our great nation.
This act primarily designated the Kingston Racecourse as an area of recreation, public gardens, entertainment, and so forth. It also designated that the minister had the authority to designate certain areas as the location for the new parliamentary building.
And I share that vision, that we should make Hero Circle the center, the government circle. We are announcing today the start of what we call Government Circle.
Making good on that announcement, a non-binding agreement was signed with China Construction America for the conceptualization and design of a model.
The idea is to use this project as the catalyst for the regeneration, revitalization of this great asset that we have, downtown Kingston.
The Urban Development Corporation is the leading development agency of the government of Jamaica, and we have been making development happen since 1968.
It is not surprising that when the government of Jamaica decided that it wanted to see Kingston come alive again, see to the redevelopment of Kingston, it turned to the UDC. And indeed, you would have seen some of the efforts bearing fruit already.
One of those is at the northern end of downtown, which would be in and around the National Heroes Park.
We are involved in the government overall project, which we are doing the study and the work for, which would cause the various important ministries of the government to be located in one geographic area for ease of business and so on.
At the very core of it is the establishment of new Houses of Parliament, new purpose-built Houses of Parliament. And in that regard, the UDC has launched and is running a national design competition.
It's a 9-month-long process. It started with the Prime Minister announcing the opening of the competition.
We've been guided by a bipartisan parliamentary steering committee, and we have had a wide selection of professionals serve on our jury.
We also have gotten a patron. This patron is Gordon Gill. He is the person who helps us to steer this competition where it should go and give us the international experience and expertise.
The first phase was open to all registered Jamaican architects at home and abroad so that we could open it to as much participation as possible.
Since then, we've had the jurors, we've had the competitors go through a rigorous routine of looking at the existing facilities at Gordon House, looking at the site at Heroes Circle, and also getting first-hand information from the parliamentarians as well as from the administrators of the parliament.
We received some 24 submissions. From those 24 submissions, the top 5 was selected by the jury.
This building will seek to bring the people of Jamaica and their elected representatives in a closer harmony and oneness of purpose by Jamaicans for Jamaicans.
I think the quality and standard of architecture that was submitted and selected is really at the highest level.
All the designs are very open, very transparent, allowing not just air and light to circulate.
Any of the 5 chosen, we would have a spectacular building which Jamaica will be proud of.
The 5 finalists will be working to improve their designs and to detail them as well as to look at costings. And that will come to a close in January of 2019 when the jury will do its final sitting and review, and we will select the first, second and third prize winners.
The standard is now set. The expectations have been kind of cast. I think the next steps and the future is really bright.
We expect certainly Parliament will be completed in the next 2 years. The government overall will take a little longer time because we have to do the feasibility work and the community consultation, all of which just started. And we expect that with the Parliament and the government overall, when completed, it will be an iconic setting.
Dear Mr. Prime Minister, what is going to happen to the people of my community, Almond Town?
I am 54 and I've been here from I was born. And my grandmother used to send here, my mother and also me. So I really don't want to remove.
The government can't prepare so much job for the whole away. So why not develop out here, make we can look after our children?
I'm not talking about displacing the people who are there, because you know what? It is the people that brings the vibrancy to the area.
The UDC has plans to build 5,000 homes for various income bands and create 27 acres of green space.
I like the evolution of the space itself based on the basis of the act, but we must be mindful of the surrounding communities.
I'd love to see that there's some form of a recreational facility inside of the park for the residents, especially the children. So, you know, first they can play the little football or the little netball, any form of activity there. As long as there's space for that, then I'm good with it.
The King George Act, which spoke to kind of the idea or the premise that a parliament building could be in the park, but also that the park is for the people, I think that was captured in the 5 designs. You know, I don't think that there's one project that ignored the public importance of that park.
We hope to see the development take place in a manner where all residents are sensitized, we are engaged, we are involved and included in the process.
My concern is that they are not giving us much information on what's going on.
We have engaged the premier government agency, the Social Development Commission, to assist us in that regard, to meet the people in their communities, to talk to them, to explain what are our thoughts, to listen to them, and to be guided by some of their ideas.
It is not for the comfort of the parliamentarians. It is about making the Jamaican state more effective.
There are a lot of unemployed youths around the community and they won't work. Everyone needs money, so I guess it creates a chance for employment and better housing facilities, because you know some of the houses are not up to par up here.
The residents believe that if the parliament building comes there, they can benefit from additional security. So the station here won't be short of police officers.
It's long in coming, you know. That parliament down there, to me, that outdated. We want a state-of-the-art thing. So whoever go do it, they're moving a step in the right direction.
We're going to build this parliament, and we're going to do it the right way. We're going to take all concerns on board. We're going to take all suggestions on board. It is going to be bipartisan, multi-sectoral, and it will be done in the best interest of all the peoples of Jamaica.
It's really going to change the way that people think about Jamaican architecture.
The excitement is already in the air.
Now just imagine in a few years, this space and the wider downtown area will be transformed into a vibrant, enviable, iconic destination. The Houses of Parliament will be the anchor stone for all of that. It will hold a central position in Kingston, the capital. We will have 14 government ministries and core agencies conveniently and efficiently located within the 300 acres of surrounding land. Can you imagine the efficiency of that when we purposely plan and build for an efficient government?
And that's our show. Be sure to join us at your leisure online. There's jis.gov.jm. There's our Facebook and Instagram pages. There's also our YouTube channel. And if you're on the go, download our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.